Okay, so just thinking a lot about how we experience this reality and how we experience other realities when we meditate, when we journey, etc. This reality being really defined according to the laws of physics, and the laws of physics help us to assemble ourselves in a physical body with a number of challenges and yet gifts. The challenges of gravity are that we can fall down, but it also keeps us on the ground, and it keeps things that we are wanting to work with in place. So it's a very interesting kind of marriage to contemplate how kind of our spiritual life and the life of this dream reality come together. And why I chose to put in this word entanglement is that now physicists are beginning to consider that all of this might be an entanglement, and meaning on the quantum, it might be that everything is the same one force. Really? You think? So I'm just gonna I just pulled a couple sentences out of this article that I quite liked. And in it said, in a quantum universe, there are no individual objects. All that exists is merged into a single one. Right? So that's the dream. Entanglement implies that the universe is monistic, that on the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is part of a single unified whole, meaning we're all connected through this undefinable frequency-based stream we call the universe. I was so happy that article, and there's much more to it. They're really kind of starting to pull apart, the different theories from Einstein and some of the other big wigs in the physics, and just to say, hey, now we're thinking maybe everything is really connected. And so I went on for a search for a really good photo of entanglement. And this is what came up. And I love this photo because it really shows this kind of grid of how we're kind of putting ourselves together. Now, what you'll notice here, which I find kind of interesting, is if you look over here, you'll see that this grid in the world of physics, it seems that they assemble the grid is assembled in a square grid, and we call that the grid of control. However, we're attempting to assemble, I'm going to say, reactivate the original grid, which is more either triangular or in its upgrade, it's six-sided like the crystal. So you'll see here these entanglements, and I'm choosing to tune in and see that these particular points of light, you could either think of them as a soul star, you could think of them as a Taurus star, you could think of them even as a connection to, someone's connection to the kind of the higher forces. So I wanted everybody to kind of get a feeling of how entanglement works and why our work is going to work. Okay. Second piece we look at is this piece where we're participating in this entanglement by connecting to higher plane frequencies and also connecting to the Taurus star. You could call it the Earth star, but if we call it the Taurus star, we're starting to recognize the reactivation of the more accurate representation here on an energetic plane of this planet. And so we've been working in this way and activating this since November. And then of course, we look over here and we're looking at this being who's existing physically, etherically, emotionally. There's the aura, and then mentally, and then on a activated soul level. The Buddhic plane has to do with that next higher spiritual frequency, that spiritual love. It's not romantic love, it's spiritual love. Not to say that romantic love can't be spiritual, but it's that universal principle of love, and that's the Buddhic plane. It's also the plane of intuition. Like you stop, you pause. Okay, stop, you pause. But if we go one plane higher, and if you think about these planes, and of course we're talking about density, you tune into something and it's dense because it's physical. Let's even look at our bodies. And then you kind of close your eyes and you're like, well, what am I feeling right now? And I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling sad. That's the emotional body. And then you stop and you notice your mind has a thought, and that's the mental body. If you observe those, each is less dense. You can certainly feel somebody's emotions when they walk in the room, but you can't always read their thoughts. And sometimes if you're sensitive, wow, thoughts go by, but you're being able to do that because of the Buddhic, you're opening to the Buddhic plane. So I wanted to give you guys one more, well, it's two charts. I've broken it into two pieces. So this was delineated via the channeling of Alice Bailey of Dwalcool. He was her adept that was reaching out to her to kind of get her to start to bring this information through. So if you look at the physical plane is the cosmic dense. Interesting, right? And then, of course, we have all these delineations here because we have dense, liquid, gaseous, and then these various delineations of etheric. And then you'll remember that we did deal with the physical permanent atom in the bottom of our root chakra, looking over to the left before we went into the corridor. So there's that physical atom. It's also got a connection to the astral permanent atom. And so you're moving up to the next plane that we're talking about, the astral plane, which is how we record our emotions. And that's cosmic liquid. Isn't that interesting? I love that. And then the mental plane is the monastic plane. In other words, that's how they measure the frequency vibration in a field. And that's cosmic gaseous mental plane. So then here you'll see the egoic or causal body is here. So it's how you are made up here as a vessel of body, mind, emotions, but ego, personality, and thought configurations. But the mind can go even a little higher to the mental permanent atom. So it goes a little bit above and can reach up to intuition or the Buddhic permanent atom. So here we are in the Buddhic or intuitional plane. So this is how we kind of register more and more subtlety, less and less density. Now we're going to continue up this particular chart, and you can find these in some of the Alice Bailey books. And I can send the whole thing to you if you so choose. So we're going to go one more, and here's your intuition. And then here's the spiritual plane, which is the atmic plane. So here we're wanting to bring through spiritual will. The will is coming more from the monadic, which is even higher. And it's the second cosmic etheric. This is the third cosmic, and this is the first. But we don't need to pay attention to that. We just know that that as we're measuring energy, it's getting more and more subtle, more and more spiritual, more and more true resonation with that universal oneness. We've moved into separation. That's our agreement here. I'm going to be separate from the one most of the time, unless I have a really awesome meditation or a unifying experience. And this reality is suffering from its own engagement on these lower personality levels. And we see it. And I'm just heartbroken a little bit over what's happening in California. So we've had, 4 mass shootings. We've had, of course, I'm appreciating the rain and I continue to give thanks for it. But, as you know, we've had fires, we've had earthquakes, we've had mudslides. California has been hit really hard. And so I did a little investigating or a little meditation on that. And I'm like, okay, why California? And really what I got, and I really asked a lot of questions, but what I got is that California is attempting to lead the way in waking up, and we're trying to do that through adherence to some new things for global warming, which is an inconvenience for a lot of people. Yes, I have a gas stove. That can be a contributing factor to global warming, methane gas, etc., with farms. So it's being hit because it is in response to many people here collectively doing their best to make the shift against a very big mass of no. So I just wanted to give you this and let you know that kind of we're kind of in 2 worlds. We're acting as bridges now. And this is not easy for everyone to do. It can actually be a little tiring, actually, to be here and there. So I definitely thank you for your participation and especially you know who you are. You are very, very dedicated, and it's much appreciated. So what we'll do now is we will do our work, and I look to all of us. I look to the field that is just superimposed here to begin guiding us in our work today. So take a moment, find your comfort. And send yourself, reflect back to yourself, love, love, love. Very important. This makes you a beautiful vessel, a receptive, beautiful vessel. Activate your third eye at the root. Activate your heart. And now your soul star. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am love. I am will. I am soul purpose. Manifesting. And allow that soul star to reach out in all directions, illuminating and activating your field, your I am field, your field of divinity. And then bring your full consciousness now up into your soul star. And extending that soul star into the Buddhic planes, into that plane of intuition. Reach into the higher planes to that Buddhic plane. And open a channel into and through the soul star into the third eye, the root of the third eye, and then markedly into right brain, left brain. And first it goes to the left and then to the right, feeding and widening that connective channel. And just keep moving back and forth between the right brain and the left brain, the right brain and the left brain. This is balancing to both cognitive and emotional considerations. And then again, extend your consciousness up to the soul star and then beyond into the Buddhic frequency, the Buddhic plane. And then once again, bring that configuration of subtlety down through your channel and into your soul star and then into your third eye and then right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain. And then as this is occurring, acknowledge yourself as an intuitive being. So humans tend to say, I don't know. And this channel is in training your vessel to be able to access information from the intuitive planes, which act as an oversight to what we experience here in density, often having an overview that we can't perceive with our three lower bodies. So claim your intuitive nature now. It's claim and acknowledge because it is innately yours. And there's a particular sensation that goes along with it. Even as you nod your head slightly, it encourages the flow. So I'm encouraging you to intuit aspects of the week ahead by opening to this flow, your flow. Okay. So this is to be practiced. especially around any decision making that arises this week. And furthermore, we extend this awareness at the level of the Buddhic plane through the entanglement channels, through this cosmic entanglement, so that we may reach into what we call future to ascertain best outcome for the now. And then finally, we wash this entire channel and this vessel again with love, love, love. And allow that to flow out through our channels to each other and to the channels that will co-create the week unfolding, allowing your love and your illumination to light up the dream whenever possible. So we're going to bring our attention back to physical, emotional, mental, keeping those channels open. And I hope you could feel this sense of that Buddhic love coming through and expanding out, expanding your field out and allowing you to be the most glorious field that you are, realized here on these density planes, if we want to call them that. And also just sending love out across the globe to those that are troubled and are being ticked to violence. That someone may come in and calm their spirit, their mind, and their emotional body. And we give thanks for the beautiful rain that continues to illuminate our lakes and rivers. Very, very happy about that. Very grateful. I wish you all a really beautiful, beautiful week, and we'll see you this weekend. We'll have a full moon meditation. Namaste.